Hello and welcome to episode number 10 of the 823 podcast. It only took 8 months to get to 10 episodes. My guest this week is AJ Bricks.
Hi.
How's it going today?
I'm alright. I started working on something new, which was pretty cool. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Just get stuff set up today, and yeah. So anyway, moving into the main part of the podcast here, I'm going to kind of ask the question I ask pretty much every guest, kind of how did you get into Lego? So what were what was your first experience with Lego, your first sets, and how did you kind of find the community as well?
So, my first experience with Lego was probably a little more than 10 years ago. I was always like, what's it called? A kid who liked engineering and building and puzzles and that kind of stuff. And one day, my mom brought home a Lego set. And I believe it was the Toy Story RC car racer, the first one. I think that was it. And it was from, like, one of the original waves of Toy Story. It could have been from, like, 2007, maybe 2008.
Yeah, I think those sets came out around that time. I'm not sure, but that sounds right. Like 2000, like late 2000s, early 2010s kind of time period.
Yeah, it was just pretty. I think they ran up until Toy Story 3, and then they cut the line off.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that was the first set I got, and I got really into it. So I ended up getting more Toy Story sets, and I think I have almost every single Toy Story set, barring one or two of the Toy Story 3 sets and the new ones that just came out for Toy Story 4. And then I kind of migrated into Star Wars around the end of the era of which everybody claims to be the golden age of Lego Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
From around 2010 to 2014, I got into those.
Right.
And I still do buy some of them today, which I think are cool, but obviously I think they've decreased in quality quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of MOC building community and just the online Lego community as a whole, I've been involved in it since probably early 2018, and I've been active in it since probably September 2018, I think. I knew it was a thing in early 2018. I saw people's MOCs, and I saw all the cool stuff people were posting on Flickr and Instagram and YouTube even. But I didn't actually create an account for any of those until September 2018. And I believe it was not MOCs at first by any means. It was just like photography posts, kind of. I think one of my first posts was just a picture of a sig fig in front of the creative detective's office.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
And obviously, yeah, it was. But as any brand new person to the community, I was hungry for not necessarily clout, but for attention from bigger people in the community. So I found myself tagging M&R Productions a lot in my posts because he still is big, but he was one of the prominent figures that I used to watch a lot. And since then, I've built tons of MOCs, but I've only put out a few. In 2019, I maybe put out 3 or 4 MOCs, and this year 2018 I put out 1 or 2, but 2019 a few I said, and then this year I've put out maybe 2, maybe, I think. I don't think they're out on my page at the time. I think I archived them, as one of them I hated the editing, and the other one, I think the photo quality wasn't great. I'm really picky. I really hold that kind of stuff against me. But I have a new one actually coming out this weekend on the Bricks Lab official Instagram page.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I'm building one right here as we speak.
All right, so you're primarily like a...
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So you primarily you do like MOCs, and then you also do like Figbarf and that kind of thing as well. I see some of that
Yeah,
here on your page.
yeah, I do Figbarfs. Well, I go into phases and go in and out. When I first started doing them, I was into them a lot, and I kind of died interest. And then Figbarf Central, which is a big community to do it in, one of the main ones in the Instagram community here. Um, they were doing a tournament, and I ended up getting fourth place in that. I think I kind of gave up around the end because I got tired of it, but it was fun. And I did a few after that. But I've kind of been inactive with Figbarfs. But my most liked post on my Instagram is a Figbarf from that tournament. Fun
Oh,
fact.
nice. So, you've done various different things. Is there anything that you're kind of you're looking at doing now? So like is there anything that's catching your interest? Is there anything that you know have seen around and you want to do, or anything like that?
Like in terms of projects or just like that kind of stuff?
Like mainly like categories. So like for example, you've done Figbarf, you've done mock building, that kind of thing. Is there another thing like that
I
you're really
see.
looking at?
I don't know actually. I'm looking to expand different themes with mock building. I've been doing a lot of Star Wars, and I did put out one Red Dead Redemption mock, which I was the mock was it wasn't bad at all. It was just the editing. I'm still kicking myself for that because I really love Red Dead Redemption. But I've been watching a lot of movies lately. I'm a pretty big movie person. I want to go into film school. That's what I want to study for.
Oh, nice.
So I've been trying to base mocks now more off of more off of movies. So right now I'm actually the one I'm building right now is a Blade Runner mock.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that a lot of the Instagram community, like, there aren't a whole lot of, at least that I've seen, like, there aren't a whole lot of movie builds kind of after the movies happen. Like, people will build stuff for the films, like, they've just come out, but for the most part,
For
it's mainly
sure.
like Star Wars and, like very popular, movie franchises and stuff, but like
Lord of the Ring,
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
popular Lego themes and stuff.
Yeah, it's mainly
Yeah.
based around the Lego theme that has come out to support it. Um, so yeah, I think that's pretty cool that you're looking at other things other than just themes that Lego has done and that kind of thing. I think that's pretty interesting.
One of the things I find cool about that is being able to make the figures for them. So for me, it was kind of a challenge to accomplish Rick Deckard from Blade Runner, and I ended up using a coat by a great person on Instagram named Brick Studios. He's a pretty popular fig barfer, and he has a custom cloth coat that you can easily make. And I used his, so shout out to him. I'm sure you'll link him in the. I'll show you link him wherever.
Okay.
But it was a challenge to come up with figured for Deckard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely more interesting than just using some figures that you found in a set and throwing them onto a base plate with some terrain.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You have to to really tell a good story, you kind of have to have minifigs that can also help tell the story, because like you have a build and it can look really really good, but adding in those the characters really does make it a more interesting kind of thing. Like a film without
Full
characters is really hard to
experience,
sell.
yeah. That's very true. Some of the best films of all time are character driven instead of story driven.
Right. Absolutely. So is there any build that you haven't done yet that you're like you really want to do? Like, is there anything from any particular movie, and then just for whatever reason you haven't, like, either you haven't done it yet or you'd like to do it again, or that kind of thing?
Any movie that I like to build, My favorite movie of all time is Drive from 2011, starring Ryan Gosling, and it would be an absolutely really hard build to do, but I'd love to do something from it. It's about a getaway driver, or it's about a Hollywood stuntman who moonlights as getaway driver, and he gets caught up in, I don't know how to explain it. He is caught up in the wrong heist and basically has to defend himself. And yeah, I really want to do something from that movie, but as far as cars go, I'm not good at building them.
Mm-hmm.
For other movies, I think I really want to do an Indiana Jones build. I know they made it a Lego theme, and I know quite a few people do it, but I still need to do one. I really, really, really want to do Indiana Jones.
I still haven't seen all of them yet. I need to see all those movies, and I just haven't
They're
done
all
it.
on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix. I really like. I'm not as big of a movie person as I wish I was. I wish that I like watched more movies, but I just haven't. For whatever reason, I just haven't gotten around to a lot of them. Like right now, I'm getting ready to try to watch every MCU movie in a week. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but I'm gonna
Oh
try
wow,
to make it happen.
that's a big task.
Yeah, I'm waiting till school's
I think
out for
for me with
that
the
because
MCU
I know
movies,
that will take up all of my time. But yeah, I want to try it and see how that goes.
for me with the MCU, or sorry, for me with the MCU movies, watching them throughout the years, I always thought they were amazing. But now looking back on them, I have more of the initial hype kind of faded away on me. So now I can look back at them with a more critical eye and see how some of them are pretty bland, but other ones are pretty good.
Yeah, I so the weirdest thing about the MCU is that I have seen Endgame, but I've only seen like two of the other movies. So, but I went into the theater knowing absolutely nothing. I had watched the first Avengers movie like a week beforehand, and then I finally, I went and saw Endgame, and it still kind of connected with me, even though I'd never seen any of the other movies. It still was a very good film, but I have heard that a lot, like some of the other ones, aren't as emotionally impactful.
Yeah,
But
no, Endgame is the one that really tries to pull at your heartstrings.
mhm.
Um, and they're all directed by different people, which makes it kind of like a wild ride for quality. Like
Mhm.
for example, the Ant-Man films, they're pretty enjoyable on the first watch, but after you watch them again, they get really stale. Whereas with pretty much all the Iron Man films, even two, they're enjoyable every time, even though two's not a great movie.
Right. Yeah, like directing and that kind of thing is definitely important. So, yeah. But anyway, so kind of talk through your mock building process. As so you have an idea for a mock, let's say. How do you put that idea into the bricks and make how do you build a mock? Are you starting out with planning and designing, or are you just going straight in with bricks and building?
It's a mixed bag with me, and I know I'm gonna really upset a lot of people when I say absolutely 0% of my bricks are sorted.
Oh
And I'm
man.
not even kidding. There's nothing here that's sorted among my collection. So I don't know how I do it, but so sometimes it happens whether I make a sketch of something I like to build. I have a sketch of a Red Dead Redemption build that eventually got scrapped. Um, Usually my best work comes from when I'm just screwing around with bricks and something looks cool, and then I continue it from there. I had a Dathomir mock that I never finished, and quite a few people liked it that I showed it to, and that just came from messing around. And I liked it, but I didn't have the parts to finish it, even though it was relatively small. But typically, it's kind of random for me. I will pick up some bricks, and I'll start building, and then 2 hours later, I'll have something that I kind of like, and then I'll continue with it the next day or later that night or whatever.
Gotcha. So yeah, I kind of you just pick up some bricks and you put them together, and eventually it kind of forms something that you like, and you just expand the idea and make it your own kind of thing.
Yeah, very much so. And I find for myself, at least, when I plan something or if I'm like, okay, this is going to be this many base plates big, or this many bricks long, when I plan something like that, it never gets finished. It'll never get done.
Yeah.
For me, it's just building as I go and implementing techniques that I've done over the months or weeks into it. And sometimes it turns out better it turns out better sometimes than it does other times. So,
Are there any mock builders that you kind of like you look up to? So, you know, someone that you've seen build things that you really enjoy looking at and kind of make you kind of spark your imagination and your creativity?
well, a while ago, I really looked up to a lot of builders, and I still look up to builders. Don't get me wrong, but I've been able to be or through different opportunities, I've been able to meet a lot of these people, and I'm pretty good friends with some of these people. Like maybe a year ago, I was really looking up to H2 Brick or Noah, and now I'm talking with him on an almost daily basis, which is really cool to me. But it's also nice because he's extremely nice and he's a great builder, and I still look up to him because he's a much better builder than I am. But as for other people who I've looked up to, Jan, the creator, he's currently inactive on Instagram right now, but he's a Polish builder. He did a Cyberpunk mock a while ago, and that's pretty heavy inspiration for my Blade Runner build right now. Malin Garrick, or Panda, he's been a friend to me for 9-10 months now. He has some amazing builds, and he's the founder of Dark Times and the Brick Slab. Those are just a few of the people that I talk to and that I get an inspiration from and everything like that.
Yeah. So you've had some people inspire you, but now you're kind of moving toward more where you've learned a lot of techniques, and now you're kind of putting them all together, kind of thing now, right? That's kind of what you were describing.
Yeah, at the moment it's just a struggle for me. It's just getting me to build. Like, I can build. I know that. I'm not horrible. I'm not great either, but I know I can build decently. It's just the struggle is getting me off my butt and into my workspace to work.
That is very relatable. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. That is very relatable. I feel you there.
Quite recently, I stepped out of my comfort zone and did a vehicle. That's the build that's coming up on the Brick Slab's Instagram soon. They're the same people who did the Fallen Order collab. We got a new collab coming up. I'm not really going to reveal it because I don't know how much I can reveal, to be completely honest with you. But I did a vehicle build, and I'm really happy with it.
Awesome, yeah. Going out of your comfort zone is really hard because, you know, if you haven't built something and you don't have like techniques down, it's really hard to kind of pick those up without a lot of practice. So going out of your comfort zone for the first time is obviously a difficult thing to do.
It was definitely nerve-wracking at first, but I had some great builders who were who are in the collab with me, and helped me and gave me tips on it. Like NS Brick Designs, he's in the collab. Exotrooper, I'm so dumb. Or Bobby, I've been talking to him for quite a while now. He's a great builder. He does a lot of greebling type builds. Like he had a Coruscant build that he did a while ago, and it's been going up on his YouTube. He's doing a mock in this collab, and it's definitely some of the people who are helping me make this mock the best it can be, and it would have been nothing but nice to me, which is really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, unless there's anything else that you want to touch on, feel free to let me know. I think we can move on to the news of the week.
I don't think there's anything else. I think we can talk about the news.
All right then. So I have pulled up the Brick Fan here, and we have our top story here. Lego Overwatch might be canceled. I'm kind of surprised. I figured it was doing better than this, but I guess not.
It doesn't surprise me, nor does it disappoint me or anything. I didn't buy any of the Overwatch sets. I don't play the game. I played it before, and it's not a bad game, but did it need Lego sets? No, not really. And I didn't really expect it to last longer than 1 or 2 waves, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel
because
like
it was so,
oh, good.
Dare I say, niche.
Yeah, yeah, it is pretty niche. I mean, I can accept that, and like I don't play the game either, but I just thought that the sets were so visually like they're just really nice sets. I bought a couple, or I think I have like 2 sets, and both of them were like really solid builds, and they were interesting, and there were a lot of very unique parts and whatnot. And I guess that just didn't resonate with the kids as much as probably like mock builders and whatnot. But I thought that the builds were pretty solid and the prices were pretty good. So yeah, I think that like
I liked the Bastion one. That was a decent one. I might pick that up when it starts. I don't know if it's retired or not actually, but if it does go on, I do see it on clearance somewhere. I'm gonna pick it up because I think it's a nice little display piece.
yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool looking piece as well. I think that would be pretty interesting to display, and it was like it would transform into other stuff, right? I thought it had like multiple builds, maybe. I can't remember.
I, I feel like if they really wanted to keep the theme alive, they could have. But I think they weren't trying to desperately keep it their cash cow.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway,
That's what they're doing to Star Wars. So
yeah, Star Wars is like that's a whole nother animal. But yeah.
yeah,
So I'm going down here. We have our Lego magnets with different locations on them. I have not seen these yet. We have the Empire State Building and London. It looks like they have like exclusive printed parts and stuff on it. I'm not 100%
the sets.
sure. Pardon?
I think what's it called? Are we talking about the London skyline? Correct.
Well, the like the magnet with the London skyline on it. I can send you a link if you'd like.
Here, if you could send me a link, I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Okay, let me pull it up here, and then I'll send it to you. But yeah, it looks like it has like some exclusive prints, and I'm not sure. I'll send this to you and see what you think. Because these look kind of like something that they could do more with. Like maybe not just actual locations. But
I see it. I see what you mean. Actually, I just looked it up.
oh, good.
They don't look bad at all. I like the cloud piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a print on the Ferris wheel. That's definitely a print.
Yeah, and there's like the little micro scale windows. I feel like micro scale builders are really gonna like this.
Like some of this stuff, yeah.
But
It doesn't look horrible, nor does it look like something I'm gonna buy. To be honest with you.
yeah, I mean, like I probably won't buy it either, but there are some unique parts on there, and I don't think we've had Lego magnets in quite a long time, so.
No, and when they were just figures, but they had to stop selling those. Am I right?
Yes, because
Stop
of
selling
licensing
those
conflicts with Hasbro.
licensing. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So yeah, and then we now have.
I like the
go
part
ahead.
usage of that cloud. I like that part usage of the cloud. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty unique part, and it was that one of the ones that they had in the Unikitty
Yeah,
like
it's
the
the exact piece.
polybag or the collectible minifig things. That looks familiar from somewhere.
Yeah, it is the Unikitty thing, I think.
Okay.
It's 3 studs across, so it would have to be.
Oh
Because the
yeah, I see
Unikitty
that.
arch, or the arch piece they use for Unikitty's legs are 3 studs.
Gotcha.
So 1x3.
Yeah, that looks. Yeah. Um. So then our next story here: Lego Monkey Kid character poster teasers. So it looks like there are going to be 4 main characters for this theme. I have a feeling this is going to be Lego's next attempt to not replace Ninjago, but like have a complementing theme, like an original theme, I guess, kind of in the same vein as Ninjago. And I mean, I think there are some new hair pieces, maybe. I can't quite tell, but I mean, it looks like there will be some interesting parts and whatnot.
I've seen the leaks for this, and they look alright. There's quite a few, actually.
Oh, okay. I
Just some leaks. And they're not bad. There's actually a really cool part right there they use for headphones. But, yeah, I don't really have too much thought on this. It's probably just, like, another hidden side for me. I'm not gonna buy it unless it comes, like, as a free poly pack with another set.
yeah, gotcha. Um, and then this was actually kind of an interesting development this week. So the Lego house in Denmark, they released the exclusive sets for that for the Lego house, and you could buy them online. They may or may not still be available as you're listening to this, but yeah, a couple of days ago, they were available. Um, the only one of these that's like super good in my opinion is the like the architecture
the back
set.
of the box.
What'd you say?
Or do you mean the? Oh, I'm sorry. I only saw one of the sets. Continue. That's my bad.
No, you're good. The only one that like really gets my interest is the architecture set, but I collect architecture sets, so I kind of like them. The tree is cool, but I mean it doesn't look incredible by any stretch of the imagination, but like it would be a cool promo set. And then the dinosaurs are very weird. I don't know if those are things in the Lego house or if they're just sets that they made, but I mean they look interesting, but I'm not gonna be picking any of them up. Um, so yeah, but
The
I don't know
mechanical one looks pretty cool. I think
the yellow one.
the one in the very back. Yeah, the one in the very back. I think it looks decent.
Yeah, that one looks pretty. The gears and stuff on
Maybe
the
it's
legs
just my
look
eye
cool.
for parts.
I feel like the green one is pretty like it's pretty standard. I don't really see anything too crazy with it, but I think the red one, like the angle
The red
looks
one
pretty
looks
good.
like a Duplo set.
Yeah, the red one like makes it the angle of the picture makes it look a lot better. I feel like if they would have done that with the green one, it would have been maybe a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I think there are only 3 sets. So yeah, unless you have any more to say on that, we
I
can
don't think
move
I'm gonna
on.
pick any of them up, despite not being available here. If I could just get them off Bricklink, although they'd be extremely expensive.
Yeah, I feel like you can get I feel like you can get them like the parts for them fairly easily. None of the parts look extremely exclusive, other than the printed parts on the dinosaurs. I think everything else is pretty much stuff you could get anyway. So
Yeah, none of it looks exclusive.
yeah. But anyway, so the next thing we have here, we have the Death Star 2, the May the 4th set. So this kind of leads into a whole nother topic here. May the 4th this year was kind of disappointing. It was not It was not what we wanted.
I don't like the new set at all by any means. It's not good in my opinion. It's not as smooth or as slick as an A-Wing should be. I don't like the new set at all. I'm not buying it. I mean, I guess I'm not complaining since I'm not forced to buy it. But this little mini thing, this is the third time they've done this crap, and it's alright. I'm not gonna get it, so it doesn't really concern me. But I think this is a pretty cheap, lazy kind of May the 4th promotion.
Yeah, like the A-Wing,
Despite having some decent parts.
Yeah, it's just like, what is that? And it's completely out of scale with the Interceptor. The Interceptor is just like this gigantic thing, and it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. There are new parts on the Interceptor though that look pretty good, but other than that, like, I guess the tower cannon thing looks okay. But the rest of it,
bad.
The rest of it's just,
It's kind of just pieces thrown together, and it has some good greebling stuff. I mean, some good parts for greebling. I mean, I'm not saying Lego did a good job there, because they didn't. But, if I got this, I wouldn't be really disappointed because it's just parts for me.
Mm-hmm.
Some nice little greeblings that I get, greebling pieces I can use. But yeah, no, I'm probably not going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I have the other two, and I feel like I probably should at some point pick it up, like, for cheap. But I didn't buy anything on May the 4th, and honestly, I'm fine with that. So, anyway.
Yeah, May the 4th was pretty disappointing this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been great for the past few years.
Yeah, I agree with...
disappointed about the Tantive 4.
What did you say?
I remember being disappointed about the Tantive 4 last year.
The Tantive is... I love the Tantive. It's probably my favorite set that I
think
own.
I'm one of the only people who...
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think I'm one of the only people who doesn't really like that set all that much, or doesn't think it's good, at least. But I think my reason why I don't like it is because I have the 2009 version, which is absolutely beautiful. Despite being kind of...
I don't think either of them are bad. Like, I think they both have their advantages. I think the new one is definitely, like, larger, but I feel like the other one had really good, like, a good, shoot. I had the word and then I lost it. Like, a good, interior. Like, the interior in that one was a lot better, I think. Or am I thinking of something else? Hold on. I gotta look this up now. But,
the interior of the new Tantive 4. Yeah, I agree. The interior of the new one is better.
I'm looking now. Okay, so the 2009 one is a little bit smaller. But... yeah, I'd say... I mean, I think the old one has the better, like... kind of scaling and whatnot, but it makes sense. Like, both of them are good. I wouldn't say either of them are really, really bad. So it's not like an MT. It's not like the 2014 MTT and the 2007 one where there was like, this one's great and this one is bad. So we can live with that. But anyway. Moving on. Oh yeah, and there was double VIP points for Star Wars stuff on May the 4th. That was about the only thing that was really all that great. So, but anyway,
yeah.
And then another story here. Apparently, we have a new Technic car coming out, like the Bugatti from a few years ago, and this one is a Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. I am going to put this into Google and find out what this looks like because I'm curious.
Me too.
So here we
I know what
go.
it looks like, but I just want a picture reference. Lego, please don't make this gold. Never mind, it's
Oh
probably gonna be gold
man.
anyway. It's a great car,
Oh
but
man. I hope this isn't gold, but now that like
well,
every one of the pictures is gold, I have a feeling it's going to be.
it's probably gonna be gold. There's a model in red in one of these pictures.
That would be cool. I I don't feel like what color could they use for that? I don't know. Like what color is in Lego's part inventory that's close to that? Hmm.
That's the closest color to that is gold.
Yeah, or maybe like the
I
the
don't know how I
olive
feel about
green that they
that.
used in the Land Rover. I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
The brushed gold
No,
or the
uh,
chromed gold or whatever it's called.
that could work. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
think
just the lighting.
it'd be decent.
Yeah. I don't know. I I'm not gonna buy it anyway because I know it's gonna be like really expensive. But still, it's a cool looking vehicle.
It'll
That they
be
could
upwards of
definitely.
$200 for sure.
Yeah, at least. Uh, it'll be 1/8 scale. That's pretty big. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what else? I don't think I don't think we've talked about the A wing much. So what are your thoughts on the A wing, the UCS A wing?
I don't like it. The second I saw it, I was kind of
Yeah.
disappointed. Whenever I knock a Lego set, I don't try and knock the designers by any means, but they could have done a so much better job with this. Like the the one thing that I think looks decent is the cockpit, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been smoother, but it's okay. The sides, oh my lord, don't even get
They
they're
look
I don't like them. I don't
segmented.
like the sides.
They look like they're chopped up, and it just doesn't look right.
It looks like it looks exactly as it is. It looks like you build these little parts and you shove them in. They go together like that,
Yeah.
which is kind of disappointing.
And I mean, I get the concept of an A wing, but I feel like they could have made it a lot smaller and made it cheaper. Maybe like a kind of like the older UCS sets where you could get like a $90 UCS set and just build a really nice detailed A wing. Like it didn't have to be $200. That's all I'm saying. It could have been you could have built something smaller that was a little more detailed and between
And a
like
little
90
more
and
accurate to
110.
the. I probably wouldn't pay. I probably would pay $90 at most for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just being honest.
This gives me major like Obi-Wan Starfighter vibes where they're gonna have to clearance it out to get rid of stock.
I think
So
that one's a lot better than this.
yeah, but I mean like the same kind of thing where it's like, okay, people are not gonna
No,
buy this,
it's
so we're
happening.
gonna have to clearance it out. But I don't know. It's been get like some people
It's
really
insane
like it, but
because
other people don't.
yeah, I know of quite a few people who really like the set, and it's crazy to me to see how different designers can do this kind of stuff. Like the same designer who designed the UCS Falcon and the Slave One, and those are amazing sets. They're great representations and they're great models of their source material. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have stuff like this.
Yeah. I mean this is probably the worst UCS set since like UCS Hoth maybe. I can't think of one that's like ridiculously worse than that since then because that was 2016. 2017 we got the Slave One, I think. No, that was
No,
2015.
2015 was Slave One. 2016 was Snowspeeder. 2017 was Y Wing. 2018 or no 20 2018 was Y-Wing, correct?
2018 was Y-Wing,
I'm gonna look this
2017
up.
was Snowspeeder, 2016 was the UCS Hoth, like the playset thing. I mean that's probably worse than this, but I mean the Y-Wing's good, the Tantive's good. I
I think the
think.
Y-Wing was decent.
Yeah.
I think the Tantive's alright. I got a whole list right here. I like
Okay.
Ewok Village a lot. I wish I picked that up. I had the chance to and I didn't, and I kind of regret it. It has a lot of great figures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, here I got a list. So 2014 was the Sandcrawler. 2015 was the Slave One. 2016 another 2015 was the Tie Fighter. 2016 was the Assault on Hoth, and 2016 was the Death Star re-release. 2017 was the Snowspeeder as well as the Falcon. 2018 was the Y-Wing. 2019 was the Tantive 4 and the Star Destroyer. And 2020 so far we have the A-Wing.
Okay. So I guess now we can kind of talk about what is your prediction for the next UCS set? Do you have any that you like would want or you think we'll get?
I don't know. I'd like another UCS X-Wing, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's a little bit soon for that, but I think we'll get one
honestly,
next year. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
In the next 5 years, we'll get one.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, we'll get one of them. But I'd like to see another $100 maybe AT-ST. I'd really love that.
Mm-hmm.
There's rumors for an AT-AT Walker again. I know there's doing a playset one, but I heard there's rumors for a full-blown actual UCS one. I wouldn't buy that. Oh, and also they're doing Gunship soon.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like Gunship we're gonna have to wait a little bit on though. I feel like that's
it's happening, but it's gonna be a while. And
I feel like that's
buy it
2021
because I was part of the Nebulon B gang.
Gunship gang.
Actually, I would have even preferred a TIE Bomber. I probably would have preferred a TIE Bomber to the Gunship.
Really?
But Nebulon was probably the one I wanted the most out of the three.
Nebulon's
yeah, really.
Cool. We're gonna get one. Like, it's gonna happen. Because I remember I feel like they said which one we are gonna do first. So I feel like the Gunship will happen, and then I think Nebulon will be next, and then TIE Bomber will come along at some point. But I just don't see how they could do a UCS TIE Bomber. Like, how do you do that and make it... I would rather get a regular TIE Bomber than a UCS one.
I love how people were, back when Gunship, like, the biggest argument for it was, like, wow, we're finally getting a minifigure scale Gunship that'll be super detailed, and everybody was like, no, it's not going to be minifigure scale, it's going to be way oversized.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine, because some of the sets are way oversized, but it was a little bit annoying when people were going off saying that is their main argument for why a Gunship should happen is because it was going to be a minifigure scaled nice little set.
Yeah, that probably isn't going to happen. That probably will never happen because there's no scale that LEGO could fit that into. You know, you can't do a UCS set that is that unless you decrease the price. And you can't really do like a playset version of it because it wouldn't really... It just wouldn't work. So I feel like they would have to do not a MIDI scale, but something like that where they would make their own scale and just do a few of those. I feel like that would be a cool line, but yeah, we'll probably get an oversized Gunship, but I'm still okay with that, and I'll still probably pick it up at some point. So, but anyway,
Probably not going to pick that one up, honestly.
So there are some LEGO Ideas projects. Some of them have been talked about on the show, but there are 26 projects. So are there any that like stand out to you that are going to be going, moving forward that you would like to see?
The only one that I'm currently aware of that's happening, I'm not in the loop with LEGO ideas recently, but I know an Indiana Jones one got approved, and I'm very happy about that. Or achieved 10,000. Don't quote me on anything. But if it either got approved or got 10,000, one of the two, I'd be very excited to see something to reintroduce us to Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Set form.
I feel like we would get a line. I feel like they would do a line of sets. That would be cool. Because I think...
like what they did with Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
We got the ideas set, they ended up putting out 2 more sets.
Right. I feel like that could happen with
I have all 3 of the sets because I love Ghostbusters.
Oh, really? I have seen Ghostbusters 1 probably 5 years ago, and it was just okay to me. It was fine, but it wasn't... I don't know. I probably wasn't paying as much attention as I should have, so I need to like actually go back and watch it again. But yeah.
Despite the new one being absolutely horrible, the 2016 one I still got the set for it because it had some good parts.
Mm-hmm. Right. So a couple of sets here that stand out to me personally. The Tesla Cybertruck, I feel like could happen just because of the memes behind it. Like a lot of memes have been made about it. I feel like people would buy that. And then the Krusty Krab, I feel like could happen. That seems like a set that people would buy. I'd like to see a SpongeBob line just because the old ones are really, really expensive.
I got some of those too. Those are fun little sets.
Yeah, and they have like really interesting colors and parts and stuff. For different things.
I think I had the second. I think I had the second iteration of SpongeBob's Pineapple House.
Oh, nice.
That was a fun little set to build.
Yeah. I'm looking here. There's a globe. That looks really cool, actually. I feel like that would be a really expensive set, though. It looks really big.
Kind of like the ship in... I think it'd be the same thing along the lines of the ship in the bottle. It'd be a really big piece count set, but it wouldn't be much in price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That you would need a lot of like green plates and tiles and stuff to make the continents work, but yeah, I think it would be doable, but it would be an expensive idea set. And then my personal favorite out of all of these sets, hands down, is the fishing boat looking build. I just love the build. I love the colors. I love the parts. If that happens, I will be picking that up day one. It's just such a cool looking build, and yeah, I would love to do that. So anyway,
I think the fishing boat looks decent. I think it'd be nice for the old fishing store to go with, kind of, since it has a dock on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's the same color, I think. So
yeah,
I'm looking right now, seeing if there's anything else, because I know you have to go. But Mother's Day is tomorrow, and LEGO has you covered with a Mother's Day card promo. So if anyone hasn't gotten Mother's Day stuff yet, there's your chance. And there are also instructions online that you can look up and build it for yourself. So yeah, that's an interesting little thing. So anyway, I think there's only one thing left, and it is the pirate ship, the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship. I want to hear your thoughts on this. There are like actual product pictures now, so that we can see everything. I feel like this has really interesting pieces and minifigs and stuff.
I like it. I just like it. I'm a real sucker for classic Lego themes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did the Pirate Bay, and I feel like this would go really well with that. It's a smaller ship, but it could go as kind of like an accompanying ship to the bigger one. I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but and then it comes with like a really weird looking shark. They made a brick built shark, and it looks really really bizarre. I'm very very confused, but it's on like mixel joints with mixel eyes. It looks like a mixel shark.
I've been.
What? We have a mixel shark now. Oh, that's great. But anyway, well, I think that's pretty much the news for the week. So, AJ, where can people find your content and your MOCs and your Figbarf and all your other projects?
You can find me on Instagram and Flickr at AJ Bricks. It's just AJ and then Bricks. And then I'm on Twitter. It's AJ Bricks and then underscore after it. But that's usually where most of my content will go.
Gotcha. And all that will be linked in the description if you want to go check out all of the cool stuff that he has to offer. All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. And hopefully you can come back on again sometime in the future. And yeah, so I don't know what's going to be happening next week with the show. It's kind of up in the air if anything's going to happen. I have a like final exam thing next week, so that's going to be kind of taking up my time. And then there's also like a bunch of other stuff going on, so that there may not be a show next week. But if I'm not on next week, there should be one the week after that. So anyway, thank you once again, AJ, for being here. And thank you to all of you guys for watching. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Have a spectacular day.